Committing to your memoir. The first step to maximize your writing time is to commit to write your memoir. Really commit. More than any other choice, committing to write will focus you and make every other decision easier, and even sometimes unnecessary. "Oh, but I already want to write my memoir," I can hear some hypothetical writer protesting. I am very interested. No, commitment is not about wanting to write a memoir, not about trying to write one, not about being interested in writing one. Make a commitment to writing your memoir and to bringing it to a successful completion. Trying is not worthy of your time. When you are committed, you negotiate your time in favor of your memoir. Obstacles often prevent you from writing your memoir. These obstacles are often and usually reasonable. At some level, no one can fault you for reacting to their demands on your time. If you are working as a nurse or a therapist or a business office administrator or whatnot, you do not show up at your work when you feel like it or when you are inspired. You have certain hours, whether you work full-time or part-time, during which you are expected to show up at the job. The same is true of your writing. If you write when you get to it, when you feel like it, when inspiration moves you, you will likely do little writing and almost certainly not complete a book of memoirs. You develop new habits. I can put off viewing the morning news so I can use my best energy time for writing. I can do the news later, on the web or in print. You take care of tangibles. I cleaned up and cooked last night for my luncheon guests today. That way, I keep my writing schedule this morning. You organize a support system. You read books on writing memoir and you read memoirs. You take classes and workshops. You sign up for coaching and editing. You do not crowd your schedule around your writing time. You do not schedule an activity before writing time if that activity is likely to have a time overrun. If your writing time is 9 to 12 a.m., you do not schedule a breakfast meetup for 7:30. Alternately, you can reschedule your writing time, but you must do so consciously. You honor your regular writing time regardless of how you feel on any day. Committed finds the time. Committed creates a writing schedule. Writing a memoir requires a significant investment of time. We all find the time to do those things we are committed to doing, and don't find the time for those things we don't particularly want to do. Successful writers find the time to write while unsuccessful ones do not, and that is why they are unsuccessful. Writing a memoir needs to be treated seriously, like a priority, like a job. Scheduling as a tool for successful time management is not an option. Now, I believe everyone can benefit from spontaneous writing and from writing off schedule. If you set a writing schedule for yourself, whether that is writing 1 hour 3 times a week or writing every day for 5 hours, you will develop the habit of showing up to write more text, finish your memoir sooner, and probably write a better memoir. From my own writing practice, I have shared on the Memoir Writer's blog how I wrote my mother's memoir, We Were Not Spoiled. I worked on a memoir first thing in the morning. I got up, made some coffee, and then began to write for a minimum of a half hour. While my schedule called for a half hour of writing, and while that does not seem like much writing, it added up surprisingly fast. I wrote a sugary frosting pretty much at the same clip of a half hour a morning. In this way, I treated my writing as a job by showing up regularly. If something happened in the morning that caused me not to write, I would make a point to write later in the day. Committed looks for the right memoir subject. What I am hoping to help you to evaluate is your commitment to writing a memoir. If that commitment is solid, then this bit of information I am providing right now may make the difference between wanting or trying to write and writing. Creating a schedule and adhering to it will free you up from having to motivate yourself. Over even a surprisingly brief time, you are likely to develop the habit of writing, and it will become easier and more pleasant to show up on a regular basis. Commit yourself today to a writing schedule by selecting times and days when you will write. Schedule not for when you will try to write, but for when you will write. Honor appointments with your writing time as you would any other appointment. Being successful at memoir writing is a choice you can make. It is a choice that is made day after day, and one which is easily subject to atrophy unless the commitment to writing is honored day after day. Your commitment is your tough love companion in the writing journey. If you do not have a writing schedule right now, create one that includes days and times, for instance, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 10 a.m. Once you have a schedule that works for you, enter it on a calendar so that it is in your face. You can reaffirm your commitment to that schedule by placing a mark on every day that you show up. There's a significant difference between being interested in writing your memoir and being committed to writing it. Negotiate your time in favor of your memoir. Show up for your writing time. Your writing is not decided by how you feel, but by your commitment to a writing schedule. Once you commit to writing regularly and stick to your commitment, your time management inches ever closer to effortless. Writing a memoir needs to be treated seriously, like a priority, like a job. The preceding audio is excerpted from A Writer's Time, Management That Works. You're a writer, and to succeed, you need time management skills that are different from those of a business person's. At last, here is such a program for a creative like you. Go to thememoirnetwork.com/time-management-writers.